Hello YouTube, Bill Griffith back again. And so in my previous video, part one, I showed how to submit orders, food orders to business automation workflow from Orchestrate. Now I'll show how to build the agent piece, the first part of Orchestrate. And then I'll do a third video that shows how to connect Orchestrate to business automation workflow. This will be from scratch. Okay, so now I'm going to delete this agent and then build it again from scratch. So I'm logged into watsonx Orchestrate, and I'll delete this too. This is my beer style agent. I'll show you how I delegate beer style to a different agent, and here's my flying saucer agent. I'm going to delete it also. And then I go into my interface here, Orchestrate, using the trial, and I'm going to create a new agent, and I'm just going to create from scratch, and I'm going to call this the flying saucer Cicerone, and I'm doing this from this. So here's the menu. You go to the Dallas airport and you'll see the flying saucer. So they have a beer menu. They have a food menu. I'm going to download the PDF. There's the PDF. I'm going to download the beer menu, and you can do this yourself, so follow along. Download these two PDFs, and then we will import them up. So here they are. So let me go back to my agent here, and I call this the flying saucer Cicerone. Okay, and now I need a description, and this is what prompts the model. So when it calls the model, this description is important. So now I say you're a master Cicerone, trained and certified beer expert, acting as industry equivalent of a wine sommelier, and you have knowledge of beer styles, blah, blah, blah. Your job is to learn the menus from the knowledge base, etc. Only recommend food and beer from that knowledge base. It's important to get this correct, and you have to experiment with this. Make sure you get it right, but this is it. So then I create the flying saucer Cicerone. Now it doesn't know the menu. I could have it go out and connect, but it might not know, well, which flying saucer are you referring to, etc. So I'm going to upload those menus. Now here, I don't want it to say welcome to Orchestrate. I'm going to say I'm a master Cicerone, or Cicerone, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. How can I help you? Okay, and then I'm going to delete these prompts and add a different prompt that says something like, just to prompt the user when they're using it, help me choose a beer. And then maybe I want another one that says, do you have any dark beers? And feel free to experiment with these. These are just prompt the thing so the user can select them instead of having to know how to interact with your agent system. Can you recommend a 4-beer flight? Something like that. And then I'm just going to use the default agent style. I could turn on a voice modality so I can configure various voices with the IBM watsonx speech to text and text to speech large speech models. And then I'm going to add a knowledge source. So I'm going to create a new knowledge. I'm just going to upload files. You'll see I can connect to watsonx.data. Milvus is open source vector database that's available in watsonx.data, Elasticsearch, AstroDB, etc. But I'm just going to use the upload, which is good because it works for these quick agents where, in this case, I've got 2 or 3 files. If I've got millions of files, then I'm going to need probably an external repository to do this. So now I'm going to drag and drop those downloaded files. Okay, so here is the flying saucer beer menu. I'm going to drop that in there. And then I'm going to drop in the food menu. Make sure those are the right files. I think so. Flying Saucer. Yep, that's the Flying Saucer beer list. Okay. And then the food menu. Okay, cool. So just the PDF, uploading those, download it. And now I need to describe this knowledge base. So I'm going to call this the Flying Saucer beer and food menu. And then again, these descriptions are important because this is the prompt. Think like prompt engineering, a large language model. The more accurate you are here, the better your system, the better your agent's going to work. So I say save that. And then the other guideline that I want, so in this case I've got the configuration here, and then I'm going to add a little bit of behavior. This is where I can define sort of guardrails, restrictions, things of that nature. But I'm going to tell it to this agent to stick to what's on the menu. So you're helpful, you try not to hallucinate, be creative, but only recommend beer and food from the uploaded knowledge base. Okay, so and then I can add other guidelines. I can chat with docs directly. There'll be a little button here where you can upload additional docs. Additional channels that I can have. You can do phone, so you could actually call into this agent via telephone. But I'm just going to start with this basic thing here. And then I'm going to test it out. Right now I'm in sort of the user interface to test. And you see here. And then I can say, do you have any dark beers? So now it's this new agent I just built from scratch, and it's pulling up the menus. So you see here, these are the Belgians, the Imperial. So again, if I look at my menu here and I look at the beer menu, there should be because I told the agent stick to what's on the menu, there should be a Porter Sour. Well, let's go see if that is the case. Dang it. Porter Sour. Well, there's multiple Porter sours. Okay, Porter Sour. So that's what it's given me there. And then if you look over here at the other one, there's a Porter Imperial, or I can search on this. And so I see if this beer is here, and there it is. So anyway, it read the menu and it parsed it and understands what's in it and then recommends these. Now, it's not quite a Cicerone yet. It doesn't know all the beer styles. And so I can maybe say like what food pairs with this beer. And so it says these. So it's pretty good. One thing that I can do to make it even better is I can delegate to a beer style agent. So now I'm going to go back over to my manage agents. You'll see here, this is the 2025 beer style guides. Most brewmasters are versed in this, Cicerones are versed in this, and it'll talk about all the different colors, what the SRM range is for various colors. And when you make beer, you'll sort of learn all of this stuff. I've made hundreds of beers from scratch from raw ingredients. And so you'll know what these styles are. And if someone says, I'm looking for a Belgian blonde, then you'll sort of know what that means. Now I could upload this PDF to my Cicerone up here, but it would struggle in delineating that one is the menu and one is a guideline. So a better way to do it is to create a dependent or subordinate agent called the beer style guide that knows that beer style. And then the Cicerone will refer to the beer style guide agent for for that expertise. And this is just like in humans, you know, you have some sort of architects or managers that then pull in specialists for various expertise, and sort of the team delegation seems to work better. And it's easier for the AI because it doesn't have to know millions of documents and try to sort through the ambiguity of which one did you mean. You have that context isolated to just that specific agent, so it's going to be more accurate for its specific task. So this is a beer style agent. And let me copy my prompt here. So I tell this agent, this agent is trained on the brew style guide that I just pointed to here. And so I'll download that as well. So here's the beer style guide. And then I can say, you know, hello, what kind of beer are you interested in? And then I can delete these and just say, add a prompt. What is ABV? Alcohol by volume, I think. And then what is IBUs? International bitterness units. So I'll give some examples like that. And then I'll add a knowledge base, again, new knowledge, upload files, and then do next. And then I'm going to put that, the beer style guide right here. I'm going to drop it in there. And then I'm going to do next. And then this is called the 2025 beer style guidelines. And then I'm going to describe this. So, okay, so that's the definition. Again, sort of the prompt that goes to the model describing the knowledge base. So now I can, you'll see this is uploading that beer agent, and then I will include it in my other Cicerone agent. Let me refresh this, see if I'm, yeah, so now I can say, you know, what is ABV? I didn't teach it what ABV is, but it knows alcohol by volume. It knows that, and styles, and this is pulled from this beer style, right? It's read this, what is this, some 100-page, 63-page PDF. I didn't have to break it apart. It did that when I uploaded it and understands those details. And that's all that agent is. Now I go back to my other agent, my Cicerone, I drill into it, and I'm going to delegate to another agent. So I'm going to add from my catalog. Now, these are all the other kinds of tools that you can also use to delegate out to enterprise apps and things like that. That's not what I want to do. Although, again, this is sort of the value of Orchestrate, is it becomes sort of my assistant that I interact with daily, and it's tying into all these various tools and doing this for me. In this case, I want a local. Yeah, right. So I want the beer style agent to be, you know, participate with the flying saucer. So I'm going to add that to the agent. Cool. So now I'm back over here, and then I can say, you know, do you have any beers between, let's say, any beers with greater than 10% ABV? Yeah, and you see it pulled from the menus. It's got 10%, 12%, 14%. So from the Austin menu. Okay, so that's from scratch, the Flying Saucer Cicerone agent. And now the next video, I'll show how to send orders and connect it into BAW, or Business Automation Workflow, which is a component of the IBM Cloud Pak for business automation. Stay tuned.